Hello and welcome to Robotic Surgery Insights. I'm excited to be joined today by Mark Rauenzahn, CEO of Producto, owners of ThermoFab. Thanks for joining me today, Mark.
Thank you, Joseph. Nice to be here, and thank you very much for inviting us.
Could you please start by providing an overview to ThermoFab and its core services?
ThermoFab has over 4 decades of expertise in thermoforming and injection molding, heavy gauge plastic enclosures, equipment housings, and other types of parts. We really focus on thermoforming and injection molding of medical device, and specifically medical devices that have larger parts with very complex geometries, and we look to enhance the aesthetics of our customers and the functionality of the product. ThermoFab offers a very comprehensive range of products and markets. Like I said, we really focus on medical device, but specifically our main focus areas are surgical robotics, genetic sequencing devices, and aerospace and defense applications. Some of the medical device enclosure housings we do are the outside of the housings for the robots, workstation enclosures, user interface display enclosures, camera enclosures. Those are some examples of the products we provide in the medical device field. Overall, we can make parts up to 8 by 6 feet, and we work with all types of various materials, whether it's ABS, types of Kydex. We can work with polyurethane, and our team can help you guide all the way from the design process to the full manufacturing of these enclosures for surgical robotics and also for medical devices.
Impressive. And what would you say really differentiates ThermoFab from other companies in the thermoforming industry?
ThermoFab, what we strive to be is really the enclosure provider of choice. We actually want to have and develop products that we can go across the thermoforming spectrum, whether it's thermoforming, injection molding, and now we're actually developing a new technology with reaction injection molding. And we are looking to be the enclosure provider of choice for surgical robotics and medical devices. Our company differentiates itself because we actually do the full design, production, and final assembly in-house. And on top of that, this year we've really put a lot of emphasis in how we're going to go to market. And we have last year received ISO 1345. We have increased our capability by buying new presses, as well as buying a new thermoforming machine that's larger. We've also focused on 3D printing and have our quick lead time with prototypes. And lastly, and the biggest one, is we've actually developed a facility in Mexico, and that's going to come online in Q2 of 2025. And that actually is allowing us to have a nearshore presence on the West Coast with a full enclosure capability from thermoforming, reaction injection molding, and rapid prototyping that will allow us to have presence on the East Coast of the US and the West Coast and allow us to go to market as quickly as possible.
And can you discuss any recent projects that have been particularly impactful?
I have 3 different examples. The first example is we work with a leading medical device company that was making a cardiac device, and they wanted to get to market very quickly. They had about 25 parts. And what they realized was they were originally going to go down the injection molding route, and they wanted to look at thermoforming, and they also wanted to have some mix of between thermoforming and also injection molding. We worked with that company over a very quick period of time, or basically to be able to get in 3 months all the tools manufactured for all 25 parts. We were able to do the IQ, OQ, PQs, and we were able to launch the product within 3 months. And this actually enabled the company to launch a product in the market faster and actually save them a tooling cost of over $1 million. Second thing is we actually got contacted by the U.S. military, and they actually wanted to develop a new goggle case with us. We actually were able to put from a 4-month process from the design, the DFMEA, and then all the way through the actual production standpoint. And we were able to deliver these products in 4 months. And that actually helped the U.S. military get the product they wanted to, and we hit the delivery date. The last example I have is more of a scaling effect. About 15 years ago, we worked with a leading organ transport company, and that's a big market for us now. We work on organ transport. This company was in development, and we worked with them on the product development and design. And over time, they reiterated that, they mitigated the design, they kept working through it. And then recently, about 3 years ago, they got actually FDA approval, and they wanted to launch very quickly and put a lot of product into the market. We were able to go from a few hundred pieces a year to 4,000 or 5,000 pieces a year within 3 months. And we helped them get the market, and we're able to hopefully get them as the first position in the organ transport market.
And what are some of the main challenges facing the thermoforming and injection molding industry today? And how is ThermoFab addressing these?
One of the biggest primary challenges that we see in the thermoforming industry and the injection molding industry is that, specifically for enclosures and medical device enclosures, is that we haven't heard a comprehensive strategy from the engineers of why they choose technology, whether it's reaction injection molding, thermoforming, or injection molding, or sheet metal. And typically, we like to offer these processes to our clients and our customers, try to understand that, because we feel that there are certain advantages for different technologies at different times, but it seems like a lot of the times that the customers provide that to us. So this is primarily our reason for opening our Mexicali facility. We want to be the leading enclosure of choice for medical devices and have all the technologies under one roof. So this is really going to be a first approach for anybody that we're aware of that's going to have thermoforming, injection molding, reaction injection molding all under one roof and allowing us to solve this problem. And it's also going to be an ISO 13485 facility. So what we see in the market today is it's a very diverse group of supply chain that, one person does injection molding, one person is thermoforming, one person is cast urethane. We're looking to put that all under one roof. And with an ISO 13485 environment, with a nearshore environment, especially with all the nearshoring activity that's happening today, that's one of the big things that we're seeing. Also, the second thing we're seeing in the market now is that there's a lot of nearshoring, obviously, due to some of the tariff discussions happening. And that's why we've strategically looked at putting this facility in Mexicali, Mexico. It's close to some of our key customers. And on top of that, it gives us a West Coast presence. Looking to the future, what we're trying to do is, as I said, enclosure of choice. We're trying to put all these technologies under one factory, and we're going to be looking at potential acquisitions to really make sure we can have as many technologies under one roof as we possibly can to accommodate our customers' needs.
The markets you operate in require the highest levels of compliance and quality. How does ThermoFab ensure sort of the quality and precision in its manufacturing process?
ThermoFab recently achieved ISO 13485 for our Shirley, Massachusetts facility, and that's built on the principles of ISO 9001. And we believe we're one of the only enclosure manufacturers that has ISO 13485. And we will be implementing that robust quality management system in our Mexico facility. And also, just the day-to-day processes of how we work. We implement DFMEA processes throughout our technology implementations. We implement IQ, OQ, PQs, and PPAPs. So we work with the customers on their set of requirements they have, or our set of requirements we have, and that really drives us to have the best quality we possibly can. The second thing we do is we spend between 3 to 5% of our sales in capital every year. And specifically this year, we implemented some new quality technology with a key system that has full traceability and has very detailed record keeping of what we use, with an optical system that allows us to take very precise measurements that helps us get the market quickly and gives us the data that our customers require. That was implemented this year, and we're going to continue to invest in that in Mexico as well.
Excellent. And can you share some insights on the company's approach to customer satisfaction and service?
I'm very proud of this. As a team, we developed the values of our company at ThermoFab and at Producto, and we've developed this as a team. And why we're doing this is because we're trying to understand, how can we not only be a team ourselves, but actually show respect and actually look at how can we grow as a team with our customers. We developed core values, and it's represented actually it's called Respect to That. And our values are respect, teamwork, honesty, accountability, and transparency. Through these values, we really push to do that every day. If you walk in our facility in Massachusetts, you'll see the first thing you see in the building is our values. The customers are core to our process. They're core to how we grow. And the customer satisfaction is super important of how we actually live every day. Whether it's just answering an email within as quickly as we possibly can, whether it's trying to go the next step and deliver parts to the customer, driving them to their facility, or whether it's, hey, we didn't do this right and we're trying to help this process going forward. Why don't we give you these parts for free and we'll figure this out going forward? Or also, hey, here's some samples of parts we manufactured. How can we actually develop this process going forward better? All these things we try to do on a daily basis, but exceeding our customer expectations, making sure our on-time delivery is good and having perfect quality is at our mindset. And we have the basis of our values every day that we live by to ensure that that happens.
And how does ThermoFab approach innovation and stay ahead of industry trends?
At ThermoFab, we utilize asset utilization software that allows us to make sure that we utilize our assets the best. We also drive continuous improvement throughout our business. And most importantly, we have a big focus on capital, and we like to implement new technologies that is the best and the brightest, and putting these in a place that we think we can win. We spend between 3 to 5% of our sales every year in capital, and these capital investments actually help us gain efficiencies in process. We are spending quite a bit of cash this year in opening our Mexicali facility, and this is really going to be an innovative process that allows us to have our production in Mexico, have our production also in Massachusetts with design and development services, and utilize the same technology at both facilities and really grow our technologies across both those platforms. Again, we're trying to be the enclosure provider of choice for medical devices, so we're really trying to do something innovative which allows us to have all these technologies under one roof, which isn't currently in the market today, and we believe that's going to be a game changer for us going forward.
Could you talk a little bit more about the specific technology advancements that ThermoFab is currently exploring?
So right now we're trying to, some of the technology advancements that we're looking at exploring, there are really three things. The first is, as I mentioned, we're trying to be the enclosure provider of choice, and reaction injection molding is a process that is used sometimes instead of thermoforming. So we're developing that process in Mexico. We're looking at potential acquisitions in the cast urethane space to also put that process in place in Mexico. And lastly, which is probably one of the most interesting things that we're looking at, is there's a lot of technology advancements in 3D printing, and we're looking at 3D printing technology for tool manufacturing. So specifically low volume, high mix tooling for thermoforming, which is aluminum. There actually can be 3D printed tools today, and we've identified technology that can do this, and we're going through testing processes now to look at that going forward.